Women, regardless if you're married or single, embrace each other. Do not
That's
judge
right.
each other. Help and heal and mend each other and become a support system.
Serial entrepreneur, two-time author, and certified master life coach, Chastity Sanye is a native Houstonian who loves living life to the fullest. She specializes in empowering her clients to achieve happiness, success, and mindfulness in their daily lives. As a dynamic empowerment speaker and leadership trainer, she utilizes her 2 decades of experience in corporate America to masterfully unwrap the boss within her clients and students. Her unique coaching and speaking style ignites the fire of purpose, helping them to excel in their area of expertise.
That means you have to train them. And a lot of leaders want to lead and not train.
To learn more, visit ChastitySanye.com.
I am your happiness, successful, mindful master life coach, and I am here to give you the nuggets, the tools, the resources, the networks that you need in order to ignite to the next level.
Hello, 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 my hybrid women. I hope y'all are doing well on today. I am so excited to be here on Breaking Barriers to bring forth a topic with another phenomenal woman. She's no stranger to my show. She's no stranger to me. She's one of my mentors, and I can't wait to have this conversation with her on succeeding together. I am about to bring up none other than Miss Sabrina. Hey,
Hey girl, how are you?
I am well. How are you?
Wonderful. And I want to say it's a privilege to be on your platform because, we did some things last year on mine. So I'm appreciating this opportunity.
Yes, yes. So tell me what's been going on with you in your life because we haven't really talked personally,
No,
well,
we
professionally
haven't.
lately.
Yeah. A lot's going on. Well, I got this brainstorm in my mind because, I pivoted into the financial arena and I just didn't want to be another talking head. They're everywhere. This is what you can do with your money. And I
Right.
just didn't want to be that person. And I'm thinking, well, what can I do that's going to be me? What's me? Well, me is all about coaching and just really getting into my network. So I am going to be writing 2 books. The first one that's coming out is more for adults, but it's my journey of getting to where I am now financially and just explaining some things to you that you probably don't know. So I'm really excited about that book. It's starting to flow really well. And that's going to be about family and money. And, things get a little weird with family and money, don't it?
Hey, hey. They
It
say family and money, it's the two major things in relationships.
sometimes it gets dicey. So we're going to talk about that. And that should come out in November. But my most exciting thing is I'm going to write a children's book.
Really?
Children's financial book. I've already got my characters outlined. I've been talking to an illustrator. I'm getting my story. I got my brainchild. this is just, I'm so excited about this.
Yeah.
Chastity, and I have an 11-year-old granddaughter, and I had her do some short videos, little snippets of this
Right.
financial character that's going to be coming into your living room. And this is just going to be explosive. It's going to be explosive because I'm going to take it from books to so many other things to teach children lessons about money. So I'm really excited about that.
That's awesome. Awesome. So, thank you for that intro and what you're doing. We're going to just go to the next. What we're going to talk about today is succeeding together. And what does that look like as strong entrepreneur women? How do we go about doing that? How do we continue that charge in our lives as well as our community, as well as our audience, and as well as working with each other as a whole?
Yeah.
So, my thing about being succeeding together is unity. And before you can define success for yourself, you should make a list of what success looks like for you or your family, your business, and then follow up with those actions. Until you can really know what success means for you, you really can't execute success, in
I
my
agree
opinion.
with that. If you don't
So,
know what that looks like, how can you get there?
right. So, what are the tips? What are sometimes people need to know the tips, the factors of how to be successful and how to be successful together. And I think one of the main tips is communicating with people. When you're in a business, you have to network. Network is very important. And some people think, and where the conversations that I've been having, well, I need to have this credential and I need to have this and I need to have this in order to do this. And when somebody sees my resume, they are going to see X, Y, and Z, and they're going to know that I'm fabulous. Yes, true, but it's really the network that helps you become successful. It's the people that you know, it's connecting together and basically bridging those different niches together to basically excel where you need to go. So, one, you have to embrace the possibility that you want to succeed in life. Understand there's unknowns, but certainly, and it can be scary for people, but you have to embrace the possibility and you have to get out there and network. And that's where you embrace the possibility. Hence, you and I meeting a year or two ago, we had to embrace the possibility of getting to know each other. And once we got to know each other, we started to exceed. Once we got to know what Sabrina does and what Chastity does and what are your trials and what are your tribulations, what are your ups and downs, and we were able to help and assist each other in that process.
Yes, we did. And I don't know how we got introduced, but there was this natural vibration of wanting to support and help. And you and I have continued to do that. I've sent people your way, you've sent people my way, and we've always like encouraged, enlightened, and empowered each other along the way. Even now here today, I have a magazine cover thing coming out, and you're supporting that.
Yes,
You're like, okay, let's support that. And I think you're going to be in that same magazine if I,
I think so. I haven't received the email, but I think I will be
yes,
doing that as well. And that's something we can talk about in success. And that's what I wanted to do. That was one reason why the topic was succeeding together, because you and I really succeed together. I think we are a good example of what that looks like. So Sabrina is basically going to be published in the magazine, or she is published in the magazine. So tell us a little bit
yes.
about that.
Yes, so my magazine will be on newsstands in October. It originally started out as a digital magazine, Chastity. So I don't know if you know the latest and the greatest, but we're going to be newsstand now. And that took a lot of work to get there. We've learned, skin our knees, but we're going to be there. So mine will be newsstand, yours will be newsstand. Imagine telling everybody, making a big announcement, I'm in a magazine and it's not digital, it's newsstand. You can buy it right
Yeah,
when you buy your, New York Times newspaper. Isn't that great?
that is great.
So it's all about empowering women. There will be articles on men, but it's our journey. And so when the publisher founder came to me and she said, Sabrina, I need about 5 strong women. I connected Chastity. I said she got to be in that magazine. And so this is what we do. Like, we don't keep all that glory for ourselves. I was already approached to be in the magazine and to be on the cover, but I thought, who can I benefit within my network? Who can I empower? Who can I help? And of course, you're going to go to the people that have helped you.
Right.
That's where the networking comes in. You got to be a giver before you become a taker,
There you
right?
go.
So if
Say
you have not been gifting in your network, then chances are you're not going to receive back.
that
So
is
I
true.
went to the people that had supported me and gifted me with their time, especially when I was in a tough transition in my life and I had to start over. Chastity was there for me. She gave me a chance. And so I'm thinking, okay, how can I pay that forward and pay that back? So this magazine is just phenomenal. And
Let's
I
give a shout out to let's talk about the magazine, the name. I'm gonna let you do it, but
okay,
give
okay.
our girl that shout
I'm
out
gonna give
here.
it
So
a shout out. So
yes,
Janelle Harris. Janelle Harris is the CEO and founder of She Exists. That was her brainchild. She came up with She Exists when she too had gone through, quite a bit of upheaval in her life, and she had to start over. And she says, "This time I'm doing it for me." And she
right,
started over building the She Exists platform. She actually is an author herself, and now she built an extensive She Exists platform where she's interviewed women like myself and Chastity, and she decided to take it to the next level. Can you imagine? This sister has it together, and she's going to
Does.
have an in print magazine. That, let's just give her the shout out. So we're going to be having a Met Gala unveiling of, I think, the first 5 or 6 issues, cover issues, and some a few snippets of some inside articles. I know, I think I've seen something of yours, but we're going to be, unveiling that, and it's a black tie affair, so semi-formal, and full course sit down meal, and we're just really going to honor her, Janelle Harris. She exists, as she gives us our platform to be seen in the community. So I can't wait. I've seen my cover. It looks beautiful. And I'm so excited because I had a hand in choosing some of the people that were interviewed in that magazine.
I'm going to piggyback on a quote that our former president, George H.W. Bush, said. It's about serve others. And he says there could be no definition of a successful life that does not include serve to others. Find something to do, get off the bench. That
Mm.
is such a profound statement. Most of the most of the important tips of life is serving others. And that is a vital part of your to do list if you want to succeed within anything that you do. Get off the bench. Do
Mhm.
not just sit there and think that everything's going to come to you. And no, you're not going to have rose petals thrown at you every time. But if you are the strong hybrid woman that I know you are, you will get off the bench and you will make it happen. And making it happen is by serving others. And sometimes serving others it might not be a cost to you. You might not receive a financial contribution, but why are you doing what are you doing? Why is this your purpose? And why is this your passion? Please, if you don't get anything out of this segment, learn how to serve others and it will come back to you 100-fold.
You are so right about that. It's the giving. Now, if you're expecting something, then how pure is your giving? If you are giving somebody something and you're thinking, now, what's she going to give me back? That never entered my mind when I help you. I know it doesn't enter your mind when you help me. And then, sometimes money can change the vibe. Can change the vibe. And I'll give you a case in point of that. In my financial industry, referrals, that's how we live, breathe, and sleep. You can't really advertise yourself as a financial person because nobody knows you. There's no relationship. So I met this guy, and he's in a similar field, and we said, well, hey, let's refer back and forth to each other because there's some things that he does that I don't do, and vice versa. And I
Right.
felt really good about that conversation until he said, now let's get an agreement between us, and how much money we're going to pay each other for these referrals. And I just disconnected right away. I just did, because I hadn't even had a chance to develop a relationship with him. He's wanting to sign paper and wanting me to pay him, and I pay, and I'm like, what? Where is the naturalness with them, with this relationship? So sometimes money can dilute things. If I'm that much appreciative, maybe I'll send you something, but I
Right.
don't want to be locked in. Now it's a monetary thing, and I feel at that point I'm just shifting people to you monetarily, and you're shifting people to me monetarily, and that's just not me. So for
Right.
anybody that's listening, that's just not me. I don't pay for leads. I don't pay and receive compensation for sending somebody to somebody, because that doesn't feel right to me. What are your thoughts on that, Chastity?
I totally agree. I have my goals and I have my objectives, and I believe that I attach with like-minded people. And if those people are not like-minded, then I don't deal with them. I'm not all about the money. I believe the money will come. I'm about the work, and the work has to be done. And I am a loyal type person. So I put something on my social media, and I'm gonna paraphrase it because I don't know it by heart the quote. It was like, when I get to the top, what am I going to do when I get to the top? What I'm going to do is reach back down and help another person up to come up to the top with me. I am a person, I'm going to remember who helped me. I am going to remember also, this is the key point. I'm going to remember who helped me with a positive attitude. See, you people can help, and this people can help you
Mm-hmm.
with the wrong motive, and people can help you with the right motive. Now, I am a person, I'm going to recognize both of them, but you have to have the right motive in order for me to help you. I'm not, if I know that you have a negative aura about you, or you're not professional, and if you were not professional with the non-monetary things, you are not going to be professional with the monetary things. So why am I going to bring somebody up with me and I'm struggling with them and it's not even money involved? So, yes, I will reach down to pull somebody up, but I'm going to also reach down with the people that was committed, persistent, professional, and they were grinding just like me. You
Oh, that
have
is beautiful.
and you
That's
have to,
beautiful.
and do not, and I'll tell people, my hybrid women that out there that's listening to it, do not feel guilty if somebody helped you but it was unprofessional on how they went about. Do not feel guilty if you do not bring them with you, because if they were unprofessional when you were in the bottoms, they're going to be unprofessional when you're at the top, and that's your image and that's your brand that you have to take ownership of. So, but I do believe, off of that tangent, I do believe that we have to reach down and pull other people up. And in
I
reaching down
agree.
and pulling people up, you have to be able to be coachable. You have to be able to be transparent. And when I say coachable, most entrepreneur, especially women, they are, some of them, they have alpha traits.
Yes.
Some of them don't have alpha traits. Every entrepreneur woman is not an alpha female, but you can tell alpha female connects with alpha females. If you're not an alpha female, there's going to be kind of like some disagreements in the process. You could determine, but neither to say of that. Alpha females can detect alpha females. And if you're an alpha female, you're going to get the job done. Regardless of the disagreements, you see the end results. And y'all are going to help and support each other to get there. But the beautiful thing about that is being persistent and being committed. You know, persistence is a very important factor in being successful. No matter what your goals are, there are going to be critics and there's going to be obstacles and there are going to be crossroads that you're going to have to come across. It's those times when you have the persistence in your spirit, in yourself, that will not deter you when you fail, because you will fail. It is going to be 100% that you will fail at something, but it's all about how you handle your failure. And you will have the greatest chance to eventually achieve success if you learn through your failures and if you pursue and be persistent in your failures. What is your thought?
I agree with that. And I want to go back to the alpha females. I was thinking in my mind when you were saying that, there's the lion. Okay, he's the king of the jungle. But don't mess with the lioness either. Don't mess with the lioness. Now she's going to protect her cubs and she is powerful. So I
Very.
believe we can coexist as a lion and lioness. They can be in the same room on the same platform, and it's okay to be the lioness because you can hold your ground too. So,
Right.
with that being said, you may have two very strong women or men or whatever, but you can coexist. Like you said, you got to learn how to do it. It can be done, but both powers are needed. Both powers are needed. Now, talking about reaching down and pulling people up, absolutely. I am a big proponent of that, which is why I'm always recommending people and saying, hey, maybe I can get you an interview here, maybe I can get you an interview there. It doesn't benefit me, but do you know when you do something like that, it like blows people away. Hey, Sabrina, you gave me an opportunity. I said, no, I really didn't give you an opportunity. I just saw something in you and the doors opened. That's all. So if I'm in a position to open doors for people, I want to do that. It's not about money for me. Now, let me just make this clear. Do I need money to exist? Yes, I do. I'm not
Yes.
saying, I'm not going out there saying, hey, everybody just like soak Sabrina up. But what I'm saying is, and you're saying the same thing, we've grown ourselves and we're continuing to grow ourselves. We're growing our platforms, our mission and our vision. And there are things that we do that fund us as entrepreneurs and even as career women and
Right.
men too. But there's some things we do because we do want to elevate other people, because we want to give them that chance. And your show is one of those ways that you help give back, to people, to allow them to be here and speak to what they do and to be in front of your audience. And again, I want to thank you for allowing me to be here, but it's all about helping people up,
Helping and moving people on
moving
the
them.
way. And knowing that people come, and I hate saying this because it's such a cliche, people come in your life for a reason,
Yes.
a season. And some are short term seasons and some are long term seasons. And it's okay with the short term seasons. And what I have learned, especially, I could say in the last 6 years, has been a very pivotal walk for me in my growth as a woman, as just as a woman in whole, is that it is okay when that person departs from your life. But what I have learned is when a person departs from your life, whether it's good or bad, let's say it is not as good, don't focus on the bad reasons on why they depart. Focus on the strengths that you took from that relationship and how that can empower you. And then you can also flip it and look at the weaknesses and see how you can do better from that. And it's basically okay, and it goes into my next tip of being successful and succeeding together is being committed. In order for it to work, you have to be committed. And
Hmm.
that doesn't mean that Sabrina and I are talking on the phone every day, but there is a communication, there is a commitment, and there is a commitment to each other succeeding together. And we are there for each other when we need each other within our entrepreneur endeavors.
That's absolutely right. Being committed to do that. Again, it goes back to what's your mission? What's your purpose? What are you trying to do? And you
Right.
said you can kind of sense that. What are somebody's motives? And so when someone has these good, clean, clear motives, then you're gonna bring them with you. But it's okay, like you said, to not bring certain people with you. You can learn from those relationships, even write a book about them. You can learn and you can coach others on how to identify certain relationships that are not healthy for you or for your community. So, like I said, they're good for a season at a time. There was a reason for you to interact with them. Maybe there was a lesson, and now you're getting a blessing because you learned what you learned from that. But they don't all have to come with you. So that's okay.
And that's, and I'll tell you another word is for what Sabrina is talking about is trust your intuition. You know, it is very much a powerful tool that we have. And oftentimes, the more successful a person becomes, the more time you have people coming in, advising you, telling you what you should or shouldn't do, giving recommendations. And that is okay. But there's certainly a value by surrounding yourself around smart people, because when you surround yourself around smart people, you pull and you grow. But a lot can be said about you trusting your own intuition. Your intuition is never going to fail you because it's you. It's how you truly feel. And there's actually a real science behind what they call the gut instincts or the intuition. Our brain basically comparing past experiences to current information. And based on that, we alter what we do and what we don't do. So it's the power of learning from your past, so you won't do a repeat of what you've done before. And it's okay to push back and say, hey, I've seen this before, and I'm not going there. There's a lot of things where I'm at now that in 15 years ago, I saw it, I dealt with it, and I did not handle it in the right way.
Mhm.
And I see it now with some individuals. And I'm like, I seen that. I know that show. I know that pony ride. I am not going that way. You're not going to change who I am. I choose to wake up every day to be happy. I choose to keep excelling and being successful. And I am going to be mindful of myself and others. Your behavior is not going to change my behavior. And I see that, and I'm not going to go there. And I stay doing what I need to do. It's called intuition, and it's called basically learning from that intuition. And that's one reason, one way that a woman or an individual can be successful is learning from your past and not repeating the same thing over again.
That makes so much sense. And I was thinking about a visual. It's like driving a car. If you drive a car and you go down this particular road or this parking lot, you get nails in your tire.
Mhm.
And then, you go home and your husband, where you been? You got a nail in your tire. Well, you really don't want to go to that place again because,
Right.
hey, they got nails or they got foreign objects on the ground. And chances are, when your intuition tells you when you get in your car, don't go to that parking lot. Don't go down that road or park somewhere different because you've already experienced some type of trauma to your vehicle. And so you don't want to do that again. And
Right.
isn't it that way in everything in our lives when something happens to us? We don't repeat that. If that has caused you some type of pain or injury to your family, property damage, you don't repeat it.
Right.
So if we don't repeat that with physical things, why would we repeat it with our mind and our friends and our relationships? Just don't go there again. Avoid it because 9 times out of 10, that's not going to change,
Nope.
right? It's not going to change. So just let it go. And you've gotten bit twice if you thought it could, right, Chastity? You go back, you get bit again.
That snake did not change its stripes. It might shed, but it still
It
didn't change
didn't
its
change. It didn't change. I'm like, so a snake's a snake. So you just got to know what it is. And they can't help it. That's who they are.
Yeah.
And they may look you right in your face and promise you they won't do XYZ again. And they turn around and do XYZ again. And you go, but I thought you told me. But
And some snakes are not even verbal with it. That some snakes are very silent.
yes,
It's the
yes.
not. It's I do not like snakes. Snakes, like looking at snakes, kind of have always been
Scary.
creepy to me. But I am slowly starting to research the different types of snakes and how, like really the reptiles and how they maneuver. Because you have a garden snake, you have a cobra, you have a rattlesnake, and they all are in the same line, but they have different personalities. And people don't want to talk about snakes, like people that don't mean well, you have them, and you have to understand their personalities. And this is one tip, and I want people to understand, to be successful, you have to understand all dynamics that are surrounding y'all. You can't just be a novice and naive to think, oh, these are just all good people. That's not how it works. And I'm sorry to say that. And me being on my platform, I have to speak the truth on this because I want somebody to tell me this. I want somebody educated me on this concerning success, being success 15, 20 years ago. And I want to make sure that my hybrid women, my audience, understand, you have to understand the sweet sheep, and you have to
Mhm.
understand the snakes too in order to be successful. That's the only way that you're going to be able to maneuver. And then once you understand that, and then you start understanding yourself, you start to basically figure out and defining who you are, and then you will connect with the right people. But back on what I'm saying, there's so many different types of snakes, and their bite is differently. It affects a person different, and you have to understand each person and how they affect you in each way of your life, and you hold them according to that yardstick. So it goes to the next topic, or the next tip of being successful and succeeding together is be a communicator.
Mm-hmm.
Learn how to communicate. You have to have good communication skills, and in order to do that, you have to learn how to articulate your truth. Articulate your truth.
Your truth. I love that. And I'm thinking, say this last thing about the snake. That's why they have garden snakes. As pretty as a garden is, there might be a snake in there. They show up everywhere. So it's good that you know that. But I was thinking when you're talking about business, and I'm sure your audience knows in business what SWOT is: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, right?
Right.
So threats are in every aspect of our lives. It can be in personal, it can be in business. It's in
Mhm.
relationships, it's in families. Threats are there. So the snakes are the threats. There's always some element that we must be aware of, especially as in business, as businessmen and women. We have to be aware of what are those threats and who are they, and you got to have a guard up. You got to know how to deal with the threats. So that's really what we're talking about here, is that be mindful that there are those threats out there, and they show up in human form too, right?
Right, they do. They really do. Um, Communication. I think his name is John. I just posted John Rohn. He basically said effective communication is 20% of what you know and 80% how you feel about what you know.
Wow, that's awesome. Jim Rohn said that.
Jim
I
Rohn, that's
love
like,
I love Jim Rohn. I used to listen to some of his speeches on a regular in the morning. I love morning motivation, but he's actually right. But now I hadn't heard that. So 80% of how you feel about what you know. Isn't that something? That
yeah.
shows you how powerful communication is. And I'm really big on communication. That's what I do as a coach. You're a life coach, me a financial coach. It's all about communicating. It's the art of listening to other people and then doing something with that information. As you said, we're sitting here processing now. You can't do anything with that information if you're not listening to it.
The key word is active listening.
Active listening. Active. Case in point, when Chastity was talking about snakes and the different types, I'm really soaking it up and listening. So I was able to make a comment on snakes because I was listening. But if my mind was somewhere else, I'd just be waiting on her to finish and then go on about something else. I was able to weigh in, not with just, oh, you're right. I was able to bring more reasoning in on the matter because I was listening to her. And so that's effective communication. It's not what comes out, it's what goes in here, and then it gets processed, right?
Hmm.
And then once it does that full circular, then things can come out of the mouth based on what you heard. But I love this, how you feel and your perspectives of what you heard. I love that.
The last tip I want to talk about is the most important one: being confident in yourself. It doesn't matter about everything we just talked about on this show. If you don't believe in yourself, then there's nothing anybody can do. You have to have confidence in yourself. You have to know that you are capable to do anything. And failure is a wonderful thing to have. And it's okay. And that's going to build you to be that boss up woman. It's going to build you to be that woman that levels up in whatever you desire to do. It's going to help you become a strong and effective and productive leader. It's going to help you grow and develop in your niche, in your character, and it's going to develop who you are as a human being. And if you don't have the confidence in yourself, if you don't know how to affirm yourself daily and look in your mirror and say, I love who I see, I choose to be A, B, and C, and no matter what, I am going to conquer these obstacles because I want to succeed in life and I know that I have the ability to do it. Everything else, your passion, your purpose, communication, etc., it's not going to work.
I agree with that. Um, I've seen people feel that they have to walk in other people's shadows. No, you don't. You walk in your own purpose. Uh, they feel, oh, I'm so excited because I got to be on stage with such and such. I got to be on stage with such. But it's not about the fact that you're on stage with this iconic person. It's about who you are. Be confident in who you are. In fact, you should be able to be on a stage by yourself and people come hear you. It's not about, yes, let's say you get an opportunity to be a part of a panel, to participate in something, because everybody needs a start. But understand that it's not about being in the shadows of someone else. It's about knowing who you are and developing your own climate of people that gravitate towards you. And believe me, you have something to offer. Everybody has something to offer. And don't let anybody steal that from you. If you have this wonderful idea and you tell 10 people, oh no, why are you doing that? Run from that. Run.
Right.
They just steal, they're dream snatchers. They're stealing your dream. If you want to do it. Find the people that says, oh, that's a great idea. Or how, what's your plan for getting it done? Well, how can I help you get it done? That's what you want. But don't live in the shadows of someone else and you're so happy to be seen with this person and that person and all. I mean, sure, I take a lot of pictures, but you know what? I'm giving homage to everybody. It's not about me, it's about everybody. To me, everybody's great. But be confident in you and say yes to you, right, Chastity?
Say yes to you. Yes to you. And you said something, dream snatchers. Um, there's also something I call dream snatchers slash word cursors. And you can't allow the naysayers to bring you down. You're, I'm going to tell you this, the verbal naysayers, the silent naysayers, I'm like Muhammad Ali. That's like my favorite, one of my favorite celebrity mentor that I basically follow, read upon, etc. I love his walk. I love his story. I love what he stands for, and he is he is a good mentor that I have from a celebrity that I read upon. He says every morning when he rose up and he woke up, he looked in the mirror and his competition was himself. My
Mm.
competition is upon me and myself. It's not about the naysayers, verbally or non-verbally. It's all about chastity on chastity. How am I going to be quicker in the mirror and faster in the mirror and different in the mirror to the person I'm looking? Naysayers, you're never going to bring me down because the person that I am mirroring is me, and that person is always quicker than me because it's me. If that makes sense,
That's
um,
powerful.
it doesn't matter because you're not my competition. My competition is myself, and if you're looking at your reflection, it's going faster than the person you're looking at, and you're trying to compete. That's the person I'm competing with. And that's the person that I'm worried and concerned with. Is the person that I see in the mirror. It's not these naysayers. It's not the person that's saying, oh, look at her, she's trying to do X, Y, and Z, or look at him, he's trying to do this, or he thinks it's that. No, don't let that negativity be clouded in your brain. Remove it and keep going. I'm going to give another quote, and it's from my quote book. And I'm going to give two that I think are really great about being successful. Being a hybrid woman means waking up every morning despite life's valleys, experience, and walking in your glory, and most of all, your truth. And my most powerful one that I love, and I say this all the time, be unapologetically you at all times. At all times. Be you. Be confident that you know you can do all things that you put your mind to, no matter what.
I like that. And let's underscore that unapologetically. That means that you possess certain traits about you that's just you. Some
Yep.
people might not like that, but that's you. That's your signature. That's your footprint. Own that. Don't apologize for that. Don't apologize for being an extrovert. I'm an extrovert. And the introverts might think I'm too much. That's because they're introvert. Well, I cannot apologize that
Right.
I'm an extrovert. That's just the traits I was born with. No more than they should apologize for being an introvert. And I
Right.
shouldn't think less of them because they're an introvert and say, well, now maybe if they want to be more out there and they want some coaching, you can help them with that. I can help them with that. But let's not apologize,
For being who we are.
especially our strengths that can help us help other people. Let's not apologize for that. I love it.
So, can you, before we close out, can you give the audience some experience you have about regarding you developing into the woman you are today?
Well, absolutely. When I started out in corporate America, I have this really outgoing personality. So I was a corporate operations manager, but it did involve me talking to people. And I found myself talking socially to people when they came in because I always like to build a relationship first. So it wasn't hello, how are you? Who are you here to see? I would say hello, what do you do? Oh, and how long have you been doing that? Well, I had a manager that would say, is Sabrina bothering you again? He slide that in, but it was almost like an insult, but kind of not, because I was the extrovert, he was not, and he took it as a negative, but really it wasn't. And this would just go on for years. Well, what it was I had a skill set and a talent that I just didn't realize I had, and that was people. And so I was letting it be crushed where I was. Once I got out of that corporate environment, I started just naturally being me and engaging people, building this women's empowerment organization of over 600 women that are in it, and now co hosting a show, all built on relationships because I was that person at the counter that was accused of bothering people, but it was really my natural skill set. So, what I want to say is look at your talents and skill set. Don't let them go to waste. One man's trash is another man's treasure. And it turned out I had a treasure and a gift of people, and I utilize that in what I do. So, I'm really happy to be here. And don't forget my book.
Well, the last thing we're going to talk about, I do two things. I want you to regurgitate and give them a little bit more of what do you do, because there is more than what you were saying. You are very much in the financial standpoint. You are an author, you are an entrepreneur, you are a talk show spokeswoman, but give them a little bit more information about yourself and how they can get in touch with you.
Well, thank you. So, I am a financial coach and I specialize in growing your assets. I talk to you about what's in your financial portfolio. When you take an aerial view and you look down, what do you see financially? And if there's missing components, if you don't have much, if your money's not multiplying and growing, if you only have one stream of income, then I talk with you about that, how to establish those different streams and have some now money and some later money. So that's what I specialize in. And also, I have various different ways that you can reach me. I mentioned that I'm on a co-host on an international streaming live show called Thriving Women Talk. So our network is called Thriving Women Network. You can find us on E360 TV. Load that channel on your TV and watch us on your 60-inch screen TV. And you can find me on social media anywhere under Sabrina Protic. That's not a common name. I don't think there's anybody out there that has that name but me, Sabrina Protic. You can find me anywhere on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. I'm there. And then again, my website, I think you had it out there, sabrinaprotic.com. sabrinaprotic.com. And I always say professionally, email is better. I'll respond to that. We can set up a Zoom Anytime you meet with me, it's free. I do financial reviews, coaching, and just help you get those buckets together. That's what I do.
Awesome. If you could leave my audience, my hybrid women, with one nugget about succeeding together, one golden nugget that they can take away.
Learn the value of collaborating. Learn that. That's a big word. Everybody's using it. Learn the value of collaborating. And when you do that, there's a way to do that. Come to the table first to find out how you can help the person that you're talking to. New relationships. The first thing you want to do, and I always say, I ask first, I tell later. I ask first about them, and I put myself last. I talk about me last. It may not even happen on that first meeting. I want to know all about you and how I can help you. And then it becomes a warm relationship. It's not that I'm here to buy from me, buy my property, utilize me. Hey, sign up for my program. Not how can I help you? Then once you do that, then you can tell them about you. At that point, they're ready to listen too. Now they want to know about you. Who is this queen that just spent all this time with me? That's the nugget I want to leave with you. Don't be so quick. I cannot tell you how many instant messengers I get where people say, hey, I'm selling this product and click on this link. They don't even know me. They haven't said, hey, how are you? What do you do? Boom, buy this, click on this link. There's no relationship there. So why would I
Right.
click on that link and buy from you?
That is that.
Collaboration, right? Am I right
Right.
about that, Chastity?
You are not wrong, ma'am, at all. You are absolutely 150% right about that.
Yes. I
And
am
it-
never going to buy something from someone that sends me a link and I don't know you. You have not taken the time to introduce yourself to me and tell me about you and then get to know me. Once that relationship's established, I'll be happy to buy your knives and your pots and pans and your protein shakes or whatever it is. And I have done that. One item's not gonna break my bank, but let's support each other. Let's co-op. And then at the same point now, Chastity, make sure that you give back to them and they give back to you. It should not be one-sided.
I agree.
They should take just as much interest in you and maybe meet with you to hear about what you do, your product, maybe just your time. Your time is a resource. So give them your time and you accept their time. And that's how you grow your network and your business.
Yes, ma'am. Well, it's been an honor to have this conversation with you. And I believe that my hybrid women, my audience, has been touched, blessed by your presence. And I want to tell you thank you. And I also want to commend all the hard work that you're doing on your platform. And I also want to let you know, on another thing, it has nothing to do with this platform. I am the president, CEO, and founder of a nonprofit, Seraphine Action. And I want to tell her she is one of our donors this year, and she helped contribute to us giving our first scholarship recipient
Aw.
this year. And I really thank you for just stepping up and helping me along this journey in the last 2 years. I really, truly appreciate it.
Well, you know what? You give to me. Chastity sent me an email and said, this is what I'm doing. And I think within 24 hours, I came back to her and says, look, this is what I can do. And I did it.
And it
So
was a
that's
blessing.
what you do. That's what you do.
So thank you. Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
I can't wait to have you on to discuss your children's book and anything else you are doing that you can use my platform for. Please do it, do it, do it. And I know we'll be talking more in the future.
Yes. It's about time we get you an interview on our and she's been on our show before. Actually, she was a co-host on that show.
I was.
Yes, you were interviewing other people,
Yes, I
and
was.
she did a phenomenal job. And so we'd love to have you back, and we'll kind of get you on the calendar to do that as well. Just even if it's just a guest and be an interview, but you did a great job co-hosting. So thank you for that as well.
I love working with you, Sabrina and Daryl. So y'all are awesome people.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, My hybrid women, this was a great conversation regarding succeeding together. We can do it. Continue to do what you're doing, continue to be yourself, continue to basically rely on your intuition, trust yourself, be positive, have your to-do list, be committed, be persistent, and all for sure, overall, be unapologetically you. Do not change for anybody else. The people that need to be in your life will be in your life. Wake up every morning and affirm to yourself, I choose to be happy. If anybody else chooses to not be happy and bring the drama or the negativity in your life as a hybrid woman, you have the choice to basically respond or not respond. Everything you do in your life as a hybrid woman is a decision. And you have to be well with that decision and okay with the person that you're looking in the mirror on a daily basis. But I also want to tell you this. If you haven't, go on Amazon and get my signature book, Happiness, Success, Mindful. It's quotes, it's energetic quotes for the hybrid woman. It will help you throughout your day, throughout your week, and it help you basically pursue and continue to succeed in your life. If you have any questions, concerns, you can reach me on any of my social media platforms, or you can basically go to thehybridwoman.com and find information from there. If you need anything, again, please reach out to me. Until next time, be you, be awesome, and take care.